What's up, everybody? Welcome to another little rant, I guess you can say. This is just kind of like off the cuff. I was doing some editing, and I was remembering a few conversations I've been having the last few months, whether it's at work or whether it's been at the gym, or even like with family, friends, and people know me as somebody who's always happy, always motivated, on my grind 24/7, just somebody who eats, sleeps, and is engulfed in not just positivity but motivation. You know, it's hard to get me down. It's hard to really keep me down. I'm somebody who is very, very just, I have a fire in me to be great and do great things. And the last few months, even when I went to Brownsville to go see my parents for Charo days, whether it's been at the gym, whether it's been at work, you know, people ask me, you know, I'll walk in, I work in a cafe, I mess with coffee all day, and people are always like, oh man, you know, I'm so tired. I woke up at 7 today, I woke up at 6 today, I woke up at 8, at 9, at 10, you know, oh, I'm so tired, this and this and that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I feel you, you know, I was up at 3, at 4 in the morning because I had to go to the gym, then had to go work, stayed up all night editing, you know, like, and they're like, man, you've been up since 3, like, how do you have the energy, how do you have, the time to do all these things, and I tell them I make time, right? Like, if I want to be successful, if I want to be great and do great things, then I make time for the things that I want to do. So the last few months, I've been really interacting with a lot of parents, and one thing I constantly get from them is, oh, that's great for you, but see, my kids, I have kids, I would do that, but my kids. And they use that as a barrier or as an excuse to stop them from doing what they've been wanting to do, follow their dreams, be successful, whatever it is. And one thing I've told a couple of them just because I know them personally, but one thing I want to say to a lot of parents out there is stop blaming your kids for you not being successful, right? So many parents out there blame their kids. Parents bullshit a lot, and I'm sorry if you're a parent, I'm just being honest. There's so many parents out there who are like, oh, I would do X, Y, and Z, but I would rather spend time with my kids than go to the gym. I would rather spend time with my kids than to follow my dreams because my kids are more important than my dreams. But if you were to go into their lives and look at their relationship with their kids, they don't really speak with their kids. They're not really interacting with their kids. They're not involved in their kids' lives. They think, oh, as long as I'm in the home, that's good enough. And so they think to themselves, oh, well, I'm home. Doesn't mean I have to talk to my kids, interact with my kids, impact my kids. I'm home, and that's the best thing I can do for my kids. Sometimes the best things you can do for your kids is show them hard work and dedication. Like, okay, like if you're a few pounds overweight, take your kids to the gym with you. Allow them to see your motivation to lose weight, right? If you want to start a business, if you want to, if you want to follow your dreams, you don't use your kids as an anchor to keep you from them. Use them as the sail. Use them as the wind to propel you to be better, right? Like, allow them to see you grind and hustle and put in work, because that's something that your kids are gonna see in you, and it's gonna be a small seed that's gonna grow in their lives. Like, for example, my mom, growing up, I almost never saw her until maybe, I was 10, 11, something like that. But my mom worked all day and went to school all night. And I remember the only times I would see her as a kid was when my grandparents were going to go pick her up from college, and we were asleep in the back seat because we just wanted at least 15 minutes with my mom, right? We wanted to see her for a little bit, even it was for 15 minutes. But at the same time, my mom made sure that whatever time she had for us, it was specifically with us, right? It wasn't, okay, I have Saturday and Sundays off, I'm not going to school, I'm not going to work, and I'm going to sleep in, and I'm going to, lay in bed and watch TV. No, she would take us out. We would go to parties, or we would go to festivals, or we would go to the park. We would go do things, right? Because it's not the quantity of time that you have with your kids, it's the quality, right? And so many parents are thinking, well, I'm at home with my kids, 8 hours a day or 5 hours a day, but you're not spending any quality time with them. And you're using them as an excuse of why you have not been successful in life. You're telling yourself, well, I'm such a good parent that I've given up my dreams for you. But one, your kids never asked you to do that. And two, you're not investing in your kids. Like, you're on the phone and they're on the phone and there's no relationship being built, right? Or, you're with your friends or they're with their friends in the house and there's no interaction happening, but you're a good parent and you're not following your dreams because of them. And you're using that as an excuse. Honestly, to this day, I'm so thankful that I saw my mom go through the hard shit that she went through, because that motivates me. I think to myself, if my mom can wake up every day before I had to go to school and got home every day after I was already in bed, like my mom fucking hustled every day to get an education, to get a better job, to be an independent woman, and to do what she had to do to make her life better. But in making her life better, it made our lives better also, right? Seeing that has put a fire in me that's unquenchable, right? I look at my mom, and my mom's such a strong woman that I look at a lot of other parents who are like, oh, well, I would finish school, but my kids, dude, there's online school. Like, you can take an hour out of the day of every day of the week. That's 7 hours every week that you could put into going to school, getting an education, and showing your kids, hey, like, don't give up on yourself. Stop making excuses. And so when I was talking to, the people who I've spoken to in this last couple months, it's been stuff like that, right? Like, I'm telling them, like, man, I want to start this social media marketing business and I want to do this and that. And they're like, oh, that sounds so great. That sounds so cool. I would love to do something like that. But, I have my kids and they have this and they have that. Or, oh man, like, how do you work out every day? Man, I would work out. I would wake up at 4 in.the morning if I could, but the kids. And I'm like, wake up at 4 in.the morning. You don't have to go to the gym. Start running around the neighborhood. Start doing push-ups in the lawn. Get some dumbbells, and while you're watching TV, start curling. There's so many things you can do now, and your kids could see. They can see your motivation. They can see your effort. They can see you trying and putting in work. And I promise you, that is a seed that's going to be planted in your kids that's going to make them better people. I think our society has done wrong in trying to eliminate the struggle, and trying to eliminate hardship. If it wasn't for hardship, I would not be the person that I am. If it wasn't for me watching my dad go through the stuff he went through, losing family members, his brothers, his mom, friends, and still being happy and positive every day, I would not be a happy, positive person all the time. But seeing my dad every single day waking up with the greatest attitude, even though so many bad things have happened to him, it allows me to reflect on my life and say, you know what? If my dad could do it, I can do it. He's had harder times than I have. What do I have to bitch about? Same thing with my mom. When I think about, man, I'm sleeping 3-4 hours a day, and then I reflect on my mom sleeping 3 or 4 hours a day because she had so many things to do, and still being happy and still being positive, and not using her kids as a crutch or an anchor to say, well, I can't go to school, I can't follow my dreams because my kids. No, what she did was, you know what, I'm going to show my kids that even though I love them and they're in my life, the best thing I could do for them is show them what hard work and dedication looks like. So the main message of this is to tell you parents out there who are making excuses, who are using your kids as a crutch and an anchor to say, well, I would follow my dreams, but them, stop doing that. The best thing you can do is follow your dreams, follow your passion, and take your kids along with you so they can see what it looks like to be rejected and to bounce back from that rejection. To allow them to see hardship, but at the same time, see how you can take that hardship and make it better, right? The best thing you can do for your kids is follow your dreams and show that they can be achieved so they can do the same. Parents, coming from someone who was a son, someone who has parents, the best thing that you can do for your kids is not just be at home with them, but be present in the home with them. Interact with them, be involved in their lives. Take the phone away from them and fucking lock it up, man. That's like the worst thing that's happened to our society is our cell phones and what it does to our minds and how it distracts us. Parents, You know, have a rule. Be like, hey, you know what? For an hour, phones are getting put away, and we're gonna go to the gym, or we're gonna work out at home, or we're gonna pick up a new hobby. Yeah, your kids may hate you for a while, but at the same time, it's gonna show them like, man, my mom, my dad wants to spend time with me. I am cared about by my parents. Because I promise you, there's so many other parents out there who get their kids everything they ever wanted, but don't know a damn thing about their kids. So parents, stop using your kids as a crutch. Stop using them as an excuse for you not achieving your goals and dreams, but also use them as the motivation to make your dreams a reality. Use them as the means, the gas, the fuel, the energy. Don't use them as an anchor to hold you down. Use them as the sail of your boat that continues to push you forward. Trust me, when your kids get older, they will thank you for it. Thanks a lot for watching. Like I said, this is just something on my heart. This is something that I've spoken to the last few months with people about, not just trying to motivate them, but trying to get inside their head and saying, dude, it's not your kid's fault that you're not successful, it's yours. And this is the best thing you can do for your kids. So hopefully this motivated you guys. If it did, give it a thumbs up. If it didn't, give it a thumbs down. But at the end of the day, continue to push forward and continue to push forward and make all your dreams a reality. Until next time, peace.